Hello, hope you're all doing well. Today's video is all about one of my favourite art supplies, Neocolor IIs. If you don't know, Neocolor IIs are water-soluble wax crayons that can be used on their own, used with other media and turn into sort of watercolour when wet. This is a supply that I thought deserved a video of its own to explore the different ways of using them and to share some sketchbook ideas with you. So a little bit about Neocolors first. They're Swiss made, so very high quality, and can be used on any type of surface like wood, ceramic and stone. They've got excellent light fastness, high concentration and extra fine pigments. So the Neocolor IIs were released in 1974. They're different from Neocolor Is in that those aren't water soluble. They're water resistant wax pastels, which can be applied to the same sort of surfaces, wood, ceramic and stone. They're an earlier version from 1952. I might use these for some details in some of the sketchbook pages later in the video. The pack of Neocolor IIs I've got here is a set of 15. They do have a handy cover on them, so where you've worn down the pastel, you can rip it off. I'm going to do a couple of pages in a sketchbook using different techniques with water, without water, and for details. The sketchbook I'm using today is by TALENS Art Creation and has 140G/M2 paper, acid free. It says it's suitable for sketch, pencil, crayon, ink and watercolours, so it would be ideal to use with the Neocolors. I'm going to start off here with a simple page, just blending in using the water, a few different colours of Neocolor, making some trees. My channel Wonder Art is all about rediscovering my creative side again by trying out different art supplies, doing sketchbooks and art prompt books. If it's something you're interested in seeing, please subscribe so you don't miss out on any new videos. The sketchbook pages I'm doing today will show you how I use Neocolor II based on what I've learnt from my experience of using them for the last year. I just wanted to say that I'm not a professional artist or anything, so this is how I use them as someone who does art as a hobby. I wanted to share a few pages using these Neocolors with you, as I had never heard of them until I started making videos. And they're great to use if you want to relax, warm up and get the creative juices flowing. I find that I get something different every time. I wanted to draw trees because it's the middle of winter where I live and there's no leaves on the trees at the moment. Spring is my favourite month. It's just around the corner, so these trees are what I'm waiting for. I just love it when all the flowers and plants are starting to bloom and the weather will warm up too. I'm going to use a water brush to blend the Neocolors together now. To blend, I'm going to concentrate on one colour at a time and slightly blend that into the next in circular motions to pick up the colour and create a puffy effect on these trees. You can reactivate these once they're dry, so if I don't like how they look, I can go over again with the water brush or add some more colour and blend that into what I already have. This doesn't take too long to dry. I wanted to add a little bit of definition to these trees, so I'm just putting a little bit of Neocolor on top, but I'm not going to wet it. One thing I like to do is use these Neocolors as a wash and paint a background. I'm going to add a few colours and add water to mix together. I don't think this is a paint palette, it's just a plastic plate I have, but it works for this. I'll test the colour to make sure it's what I want on a scrap bit of paper as well before applying. I don't want to use the water brush to apply because I'm going to add more water, which I don't want. I'm using a C-White6 to apply to the background. I just need to be careful not to touch the trees too much because they will reactivate and bleed into the background wash if I do. Now this is dry, I'm going to add the trunks and some finishing touches with a few different colours, just laying them on top. You can add other media on top of Neocolor, so for this next page I'm going to use a black brush pen on top of the Neocolors that I've blended with water and let dry. I'm going to make a leaf pattern for this, starting off by drawing out the design with the Neocolors. I'm not going to use pencil because when I add water the pencil could lift off the paper and then blend into my colours, which I don't want. To blend the colours together, I like to start off adding water to the lighter colour, then blending it into the dark, like you would do with watercolour pencils, then gently bring the dark colour back in. I'm using a Tombow soft tip brush pen to lay on top of this now it's dried. If you're interested in these Neocolors or any of the other supplies that I've used in this video, I'll link everything in the description. I have made some easy sketchbook ideas videos that you may be interested in too. Just view the description to find the link to the playlist. So I thought I'd add a little bit of that Neocolor one, the gold one, to this page as well. Just add a little bit of shimmer. So very lightly put it on the edges of the leaves. Another way to use Neocolor IIs is on their own without water. I like to blend them together like oil pastel and add details with pen. I enjoy using a reference image when I can't think of anything to draw and save photos that I come across to look at and use as inspiration. So lastly, I'm going to draw some penguins based on this image. When I use Neocolors for this, I love the way they turn out a bit animated or cartoon-like. And this is probably my favourite way of using them. I'm starting off with an outline of the parts of the photo I want to capture and build up the drawing from there. I tend to use the white pastel to blend the colour and use different colours to the image in parts. hope this helped you with some ideas of how to use Neocolors. Please like the video if you did, it will help it get shown to more people. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.